gotta really try not to touch this already. I'm crackling in and out.
Are you?
Oh no.
Oh jeez.
We'll work with it. I'll try not to touch. Try not to move. Barely breathe. Whatever it takes.
Don't speak. Whatever you do, don't say a word.
Shh.
Hey, we're back.
Hey, that's true. Here we are, back, as he said. Back again.
Can we tell people your big news?
My big news.
You stopped working today. Today was your last day of work for a while. You're not retired forever.
To clarify, I'm not entering a long-term retirement.
Just yet.
As this is a conversation that started before you got here, guys. But yeah, no, I stopped working.
For at least a month until we moved to Tucson.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
It hasn't hit me yet. I haven't fully processed it yet. But yeah, it's going to be weird not to have somewhere to go for a while. Have to really practice some discipline, get some good routines going. Just make sure I'm keeping a good schedule. I do better with the schedule, you know?
Me too. You can probably twist that or do something if you
go there.
Yeah, I learned a routine is so good for me.
Crucial. It's a game changer.
It's a game changer. I don't know. Is this an age thing?
I think
I feel so much better.
Needed it more.
I feel better when the house is cleaner. And I clean for company. And when I was a kid, we just had company over. I cleaned. I vacuumed. Like when I was a kid, it'd be like we're having a party. We got to clean the house. I'd be like, what is so that they think we keep a perfectly clean house? Like, who cares? Our house is messy sometimes. Like, big deal. But what I didn't realize as a kid, adults like clean houses. Like, I was cleaning it. I was like, why am I cleaning this? Because I'm embarrassed that it's dirty? Or no, because my guests are adults too. And they will be more comfortable in a clean environment. And as a kid, I don't think you care at all about being in a clean environment.
At least not consciously.
About having a routine. Yeah, consciously. Or maybe unconsciously, it does matter.
Yeah.
I mean, kids will even have jelly all over their face. And it's like, that would drive me crazy if I had jelly on my face right now. But when I was a kid, I didn't care.
You just leave it on?
Probably. I mean, you ever see a kid just with chocolate around their lips?
Have I ever seen a kid?
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen a kid. Kids are always doing that.
Yeah, it's like they just don't care. They don't even know.
Yeah, that's
or they know, but it literally doesn't matter.
That's when you need a good Samaritan, an adult or a caretaker, someone you trust to tell a friend, hey, you got some plum pudding on your face here.
But are we wrong or are the kids wrong?
I mean, it's beautiful. That's one of the beautiful parts about childhood. You don't succumb to as much expectation. But
I feel better in a cleaner house.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah, it's like, I think there's a link to productivity and stuff, don't they say?
Well, yeah, but I feel better. It's like, I don't know. It's almost like the longer you are in society, the more you're kind of used to it, and it makes you feel safe when things are in order, alphabetized, clean. Obviously, some kids care about this stuff, and some people care more than others. But
alphabetized, I feel like you just took it to a different level and low key just glossed over the fact.
Those records are alphabetized, and that makes me feel better.
That's great.
If it was all mess, I wouldn't feel as good looking at it. I like knowing it's in order, not just because practically you can find something when you're looking for it. I just feel good knowing that it's alphabetized. Did I feel like that as a kid? I don't think so. Yeah, it wasn't the same as a kid.
You never lined your toys up? That's a common thing kids do. They'll line, or could be.
I don't think so. I didn't we had so many Hot Wheels. I never color coordinated them or did anything like that. A kid did that at a family party at the lake house. I don't know. We just came into the basement and all the cars were color coded and lined up. And my dad was like, "What kid did that? I want to know which kid did that." Because this says a lot. This says a lot about what's going on.
They've got a plan.
And they're an old soul, they like things
a certain way. Yeah, I mean, as you get older, there's things just they become more important. I think don't want to sleep on a couch, like like things
Yeah.
that you used to do or maybe did, like it's just like your kind of standards change as you learn to take care of yourself and like do what matters to you to be comfortable in this life.
But is it a flaw in us that it matters to me that they're alphabetized, or that there's not dust on the carpet? Dust on the carpet isn't actually like a bad thing. It's not going to hurt me. Just like I feel better knowing it's not there or something like that. Or like I could sleep on a couch. Am I flawed that I'd rather have my own room and a bed, please, because I'm a little older? Like, am I old? Like, why do I want it? You know?
I mean, comfort. It's like the luxury of comfort. I want to be as comfortable as possible.
Yeah, but as a kid, I was plenty comfortable. Or like in college, like visiting someone, and they're like, "You're sleeping on the couch." It's like, yeah, of course, easy. I mean, I'm not above sleeping on a couch, but now it's like when I go somewhere, I prefer a bed, my own room, with a bed in it.
Yeah, your boundaries just change. What you're willing to do in your 20s usually shifts by the time you're in your 30s. You just say yes to fewer things, and you learn to protect your time better, I think.
But it's like a comfort level decline. I've become less like okay with like, yeah, it's fine. Like life is all good. Less kumbaya about certain things as I get older. So maybe it's like a flaw of like living in a society.
Am I rubbing off on you, or
it's
what?
everybody. It's everybody. Everybody as they get older. Society just like you kind of get more.
Yeah, well.
Like sense of like it should be this way. I should get my own bed.
I mean, I like when things have a place.
Right.
I like decanting food in the pantry. Like I have my things too
it's
that
very
make me feel good. It makes me feel good to see my food in glass containers instead of all this like packaging.
And as a kid, was your opinion about that kind of thing different?
I just didn't care. I didn't pay attention.
You didn't care. You didn't pay attention. Yeah, it didn't matter.
But now it's our house, and we're the ones that put everything into it. So we have a lot more say in what we do and what we care about. You bring things in the house you care about. It makes sense. You come up with systems to use them effectively. You use your records a lot. Of course, you need an organizational system. You're a wise adult.
That's a good point, though. The kids have no ownership of anything in their whole world. They don't really think of like, this is my house. I should take care of it. They don't recognize the work that went into even
the cost of things, the responsibility. I mean, I can't tell you how big our school, like the school's Lost and Found is every year. I mean, it's just, we do assemblies an assembly at the end of the year doing a Lost and Found fashion show.
Nice.
Like lots of email reminders and things just piling up. But yeah, they're still learning that personal responsibility.
Perhaps that's part of it. I don't know. Anyway, how do we get on that?
Oh,
cleaning. You're done with work.
Your albums. I'm done with work. You were rigid as fuck, boy. I'm just kidding.
No, you're done with work. Like, how does that feel? I think that's what it was. Routine. We like routines.
Yes,
we like a routine.
True. That's to sum it up. I think structure is like low key a human need. A little structure. I mean, my mental health just suffers, I think, too, when I'm like not working or socializing enough or putting my phone down enough, whatever. So,
of course,
the routines is sort of like the basic for physical health, or like an important part. Yeah,
I think it's important to feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Like if you made a plan for the day. I'm gonna go to the gym, then I'm gonna grocery shop, I'm gonna do my laundry, and I'm gonna, paint. If you did all those things, even while you're painting, you're like, I'm right on schedule. I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Like there's comfort in that feeling. As a kid, school, it's very clear to you what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go to school. Chilly?
Oh, a bit chilled.
Let's turn up the heat a little bit. But as a kid, it's very clear to you what you're supposed to do every day. And as an adult, it's kind of, it is nice to have that, like, this is what I'm doing today. They say for old people, that's why they die. When you retire, Once you retire, you kind of stop moving, the body gives up. These have become
you gotta
kind
have
of
a
more
purpose.
Sensitive, I feel like, too.
Maybe because they're getting older. We're all the way up to episode 108. You know, they've been through it.
Yeah. Be cool to get like the arms that are like connect to the table and then they're like a movable thing.
So those are fun.
Keep it with you where you go. Goals for the next studio.
That's like the equivalent of a rolly chair. You know, you go in places.
Yeah.
Kid, you go in places.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So yes, I don't know. To answer your question, I haven't even had time to feel any feelings because I just ran from school to the dentist, back home, podcast, boom, baby.
Bada boom. Yeah, you'll probably feel it like, well, we're about to travel and see family and you're not going to have to rush back to work.
Or feel it. Yeah. I'm going to be like, oh, I'm just on my regular summer travels.
Yeah, but normally for you on vacation, it's like, all right, I got to go to work soon. You know, it's kind of a burden.
Yeah, but I mainly took vacation time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is.
Anyway.
It's
exciting time.
It's freedom. What can I say? It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, it's going to be nice.
Summer of Christine.
The summer of Christine. That's right. What are you going to put in your routine? Are you thinking to add anything new? Or like, how do you see your routine going?
It's really me-centric tonight so far. Okay,
you're in the guest seat.
I'm in the hot seat. Whoops. I like the idea of phones down, maybe not even in the bedroom. If I'm not waking up for an alarm, I don't need it there at the end of the night and in the morning, you know? Get that out of there.
Smart.
Just, I don't know, just take care of myself. Exercise would be good. Art time in our studio, and I don't know, nature time. Getting to know our house, settling in.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a while, I think, before we're like got everything how we want it. Like we got big ideas of how it should go.
Yeah,
I think both of us
together.
Yeah, it'll be a work in progress.
Yeah, for me, I like doing things in the morning.
Same.
And then it's like, if every day it could be like, I'm busy. I got like these, you know, check your emails, make phone calls, blah, 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 till like 2 p.m. At which point, like, I make music or make art. And like, you know, and it's like total guilt free because like I did everything I'm supposed to do today. Like it's.
Don't hear that.
I think that would be ideal. But anyway, yeah, I'm excited to put our house together. That's going to be fun.
For sure.
I'm trying to stay away from the microphone because it's going to hear your sounds.
My throat's outing me. Yeah, basically. Thanks for the call out. But yeah, I don't know. How are you feeling about everything?
What an open-ended question.
See how I did
12. I mean, good.
Exactly.
I feel good.
You're feeling good. I love that answer.
Wow, your voice is like...
It's going through a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's kind of sexy.
Excuse us. Keep going.
I am excited. I mean, yeah, I feel good about everything. It's an exciting time. I like this new chapter, you know, big page turning right here. Turning a big, heavy page, and the Elk Lodge is moving to Tucson.
The Elk Lodge is relocating, which is exciting. It's going to be like more like the Elk Ranch.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about like, would we want to change the name? We don't want to change the name though. Like,
I mean, the Elk Lodge hasn't come for us yet, that organization, so I think we're still good.
Yeah, so far we don't need to. We'll do it when they make us. Plus, we have that intro graphic, which is so great.
Yeah, I love that. That feels so what it is.
Yeah, so the Elk Lodge is moving to Tucson.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, we'll get those arm things. That'd be sick.
Stay tuned. There'll be some changes, but we love you. I hope you love us through it all.
It'll be cool, too, because we'll have like a setup spot where... it happens.
Cut me out. Just cut me out, please. Every part. Yeah.
By the way, for anyone, when we wave our arms like this, I always do that as a signal to me to like, oh shit, like we have to edit this moment out. Or like if someone says like, oh shit, edit that out. And then I do this so that I see it while I edit. Anyway, that's a little insider tip for the Alkies out there. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward so much to the permanent setup. Plus, like,
I wonder if any Elkies out there want to like jump on a virtual podcast.
Oh.
Or even if you're in Tucson, obviously.
Like
let us know if you want to be on the podcast.
Q&A with the fans.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun. Let us know.
Holler at your boys.
Yeah.
And so we're also making the sort of difficult but beautiful decision to stay in LA for 1 extra month and just kind of enjoy it. Like, soak it up, even though we're traveling for the first week of it. But, you know, those last 3 weeks, and then we move in the third. So those 2 weeks in the middle.
Of course, there's those logistics of packing in those 2 weeks. So it's
yeah,
not
they're
a lot
busy.
Of free time.
Yeah, that's true. It's not like we're taking a vacation during July.
No, not exactly.
It's actually going to be the busiest month of our lives. But yeah.
But enough about us.
All right. What's in the news?
I don't know. What's new in the news? By your daily podcasting.
I don't know. So let's see. Last solo episode, talked about JT. No real episodes there, or episodes updates. There's an aneurysm. I don't know what is going on.
Been in my own. I've been cut us out. I wonder if I ran out of talk, so I'm just all talked out.
We're all talked out. I got no hot takes.
We need a hot take. We don't have a hot take to save our soul.
Well, we recently finished the show The Great.
Okay, that's true. Good transition.
And we loved it. It's such a good show.
It's phenomenal.
It does. The characters are so good. You go on a journey where the characters you start off loving, you might end up hating, and vice versa.
But of course, that's kind of how character arcs go.
But it's a good show, and they did 3 seasons. They wrapped it up really nicely at the end. And that Elle Fanning.
That was
such a good actress.
She really pulled a lot of weight. She was so fantastic.
Yeah, but we watched that. We enjoyed it, and then now we're watching Alone.
Back to Alone, and not only Alone, but Alone Australia, which honestly I'm liking a little bit more because it feels insane to be there. Like there, it's all wet. It's like really hard to survive when it's wet and cold like that. Like it seems
it rains
really
like every
aggressive.
day. Yeah, they're in a spot that rains every day.
It's like a rainforest, but it's close to Antarctica, so it gets really cold too. And yeah,
and the Tassie
really
Devils.
Yeah, which isn't as intimidating as the grizzly bears that are all in the American one. So, you know,
yeah, the
pros and cons to both places, I guess.
With the American one, they keep amping it up. You know, it's like used to be just 30 days. Now it's 100 days. Used to be like maybe there's bears. Now they decided to pick somewhere where like every single person is encountering a bear.
Bears.
Yeah, like
in your square mile. It's like ridiculous.
And that's for that's 10 people all out there with a daily risk of getting eaten by. It's like a coin flip. It's like a roll of the dice. Like is a bear gonna maul somebody or not?
10 of them out there.
10 people out there just rolling dice with bears. So I feel like, and if nobody dies this season, like where's it end? You know, eventually someone's gonna die on Alone because they keep pushing it.
Yeah,
they're gonna do like who will survive like died in a Shark Tank,
doing less. You know.
Yeah,
I believe it. Yeah, it was kind of the same for Fear Factor. It's like
they pushed it to a point. I think when they made someone drink donkey cum, that was the end of it.
Yeah. Love it. That's
but like anything like that, you have to keep going crazier and crazier. And until you just fall apart.
Yeah, you just get too crazy for your own britches.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Oh, birds. Sounds like morning.
Is it morning?
Good morning, everybody. But The Great was so good. Actually, now, I didn't want to do this much before because I was enjoying the show so much, but it's obviously not very historically accurate. But let's learn a little bit about Catherine the Great. Or I wonder, usually people do a thing of like, somebody already probably broke down the differences between.
I'm sure we're pretty late to the game.
Yeah,
the
we're
great
pretty late
game.
to the great. The great versus real life. It's kind of weird.
Is this real life?
Okay. Here we go. Hulu's The Great. Shows like The Great on Stan are changing how we look at history. Instead of being all about getting the facts straight, they're shaking things up and telling the story their own way. These shows are rewriting the rule book. In The Great, the narrative deviates significantly from historical reality. This is more of like a review. Okay, so here's stuff about the real Catherine. A German-born usurper, Catherine II, holds a significant place in Russian history, second only to Peter the Great. She played a pivotal role in transforming Russia into a great empire, defying gender norms and expectations of her time. Okay, so that's accurate. Defying gender norms and things like that. Catherine made Russia a European superpower and established foundations on which Joseph Stalin and Vladimir Putin based their ideologies of Mother Russia. Oh, so when they talk about Mother Russia, it's like her.
She coined it.
She's the mother.
She's Mother Russia.
She is Mother Russia.
Wow.
The Hulu series takes a bold approach by reimagining the life of Catherine as a coarse comedy, blah, blah, blah. So they distort the timeline and alter the lineages of the characters. In The Great, Peter is already emperor when Catherine arrives, whereas in reality, they were married for 17 years before he ascended the throne. Oh, so they got married while Peter the Great was still alive? In this, Peter the Great is the father of the main Peter. But in reality, it was actually his grandson.
Wait, who is the grandson?
Like Peter in the show is son of Peter the Great.
Yeah,
but he was actually his grandson in reality. Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, it was a great show. Pace was great. It was very fun. Very cheeky. Very clever. Grade A. You've been listening to any other like history podcasts? Doing any stories? Getting any mysteries in you?
I've been listening to a history podcast called A Short History Of. So each episode is just like a one-off. But there's some cool stuff in there I've learned. All of it escapes me at the moment as soon as you ask me. But yeah, what did I learn about?
It's a problem. It just comes and goes, you know?
It just comes and goes, yeah.
It just comes and goes as it's choosing. I don't decide when it just wants to show up or leave me stunned and speechless. I don't decide.
And while you're watching it, you're like, oh, nice, okay. I'm going to bring this up in a conversation. Like, oh yeah, okay.
Right.
Remember that fact right there.
Got this
Then
jewel.
you can say it in front of people. They'll be so impressed. And then you're at a party and you're like, yo, I listened to a podcast about pirates. And people are like, oh, tell me something. And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I was afraid you were going to ask me that.
Well, ships, and they found gold.
Of course, they had their flags, which were great
Spanish
too.
gold and Johnny Depp. Yeah. So anyway, I don't really know what I know. I don't know shit.
Fair enough.
I finished the Benjamin Franklin show, which I do recommend. I liked it. It's slow. It's the Great, but it was cool to see. And this was actually something that I learned about in a history podcast and was thinking at the time, wow, this would be kind of a cool movie. I pictured it better, honestly, than the Franklin show. Just like more emphasis on the fact that,
Spoiler alert.
well, historical
First,
spoiler alert.
spoilers.
After when we beat the British, like there's this time now where we're like, now we got to like act like a real country, you know, like we're kind of just like these people, you know, like how do you end up like, okay, now I need to go to Europe and they need to recognize I'm a country, you know, like versus just like a bunch of guys. Like it was really kind of this weird, it was like,
gotta say that from like, you're from North Chicago.
A bunch of guys.
Bunch of guys.
It was like a fraternity that was like, no, now we're like, we'll be taken seriously as like a university. And it's like, okay, well, so they would have to like, you know, they like made the president's house like a little nicer so that like, okay, when you're hosting people, like it should look kind of like, you know, guys, we're a country. Let's act like a country, you know? But it's this really weird time. And then of course they're so susceptible to just someone just coming and taking everything again, you know, like what's to stop now? The Spanish or the French or the British teaming up with the French and just taking everything back, you know, like it's not like we won, great, now we're good. It's like,
you can hand in the keys and
exactly. It's like in Alone when like you kill a moose, it's like, well, now you have to protect this moose. Now you're a target because now everybody wants your moose.
Yeah, here's the real work begins now.
Exactly. And so Benjamin Franklin, John Adams, and this other guy, something J, John J, Jacob J or something.
Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Yeah. They went to France to like negotiate the deal with the French that would like get an alliance going so they'd be protected from the British, because really the French and the British are like the superpowers in the world and they hate each other. They just ended a war together. That was like the kind of the first world war, because it was colonialization had happened and then the British are fighting the French, but that means like in India they're fighting the French. It's kind of was like a world war. And it was actually Britain, I think Britain won, but they were bankrupt after that war. That's when they started taxing the colonies in America more. That's when America said, fuck you. We're like that war with the French is actually what led to the American Revolution. Kind of like that was like the prequel.
Well, that's a good little rich tidbit of information there.
And so they get sent to France, to Paris, to like get a deal going. Anyway, what's cool is Congress gave them, the fridge is about to explode. Congress gave them some like explicit order, like this is what you do. You don't deviate from this is the deal you're there to make. And they were like, fuck that. We're not doing, we can do a better deal.
Nice.
And they like defied Congress.
America.
Yeah, right. It's like some OG American politicians not listening to each other. But they ended up like, it was like just some crazy thing and they pulled it off. I don't remember all the details of like the deal or what they were supposed to do and what they didn't do or what they did instead, but really cool. And so that is kind of what ends up being the end of the Benjamin Franklin thing is like them defying Congress to kind of do the deal the way they thought was going to be the best, which is kind of cool. The other funny thing, so remember in The Great, there's like the American, and it's just this guy who's like, yeah, you know, whatever. You remember that guy? Can you picture him? Mm-hmm. He also plays an American in the Benjamin Franklin show. He's the like funny John Jay or Jacob Jay. And it's like kind of the same character, just in like a more historically accurate costume than in the other one. Like that was like the only difference. It was like the same character.
He had less homework filming those two shows back to back.
He played the same character in two
easy breezy
shows. Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Nice.
Okay, so there you go. That was like I told a story about history
took a fortnight. That was beautiful. No, I love it. It is fun. I love when you nerd out on history, and
I always like this led to that, you know, because you learn like, yeah, I'm like America fought the British, like, and we won. Now we're a country, but like
I like the movement too.
Like things led to that. It's really. Yeah, I don't know. I like that. I like to know like
I like to know where food comes from, where it moves around.
Talk to me about it.
Tell
me everything you know. Tell me everything you know about it.
Well,
prove it. Prove that you've learned it.
I mean, the fact that I can love chocolate in my lifetime, you know, that didn't like come from here, or tomatoes, potatoes. Shout out to Peru. I want to go to Peru, eat all the potatoes, for example. Like my mind works like that. Like, oh, where's the best potato? Where's all the potatoes I've never tried? Or like Stuff like that. You picture Italian food without tomatoes, but they only arrived like 400 years ago.
Yeah, right.
So that can also influence like so much of culture.
So you're interested in the movement of food throughout history.
Yeah. How is like the domestication, just how it moves and makes its way around the world with travelers and colonizing imperialistic forces sometimes. But
I feel like it always throws elementary school kids for a loop the day they tell them that noodles came from China, not Italy. It's like, what? Like, it's like, yeah, that's right. Like, so you better learn about it.
Yeah, it's just
a shocker.
I mean, I didn't know exactly. I didn't know that.
Oh.
There you go. School me.
I hope I'm right. I think either the noodle or like pizza or like something very Italian was actually Chinese. Who invented the noodle? Let's ask ChatGPT.
Who invented the noodle? I don't know. Is it the chicken or the egg? I don't know which came first. But yeah, it's interesting if they could take it over an ingredient. I mean, truly, they took the tomato and ran with it.
Well, also,
I feel like the tomato partnered differently in like the Americas. You know, it was more like squash, tomato, beans. Mm-hmm. But over there, it's just a different profile. It's like the basil and just the mozzarella, all the cheeses they got figured out over there.
Yeah, it's wild how, I mean, I guess it was based a lot on what you had access to, but yeah, the fact that the world is so split up. You can eat food and be like, oh, this tastes
like
Mediterranean.
This earth. It tastes like the earth that it was grown on, you know?
It's pretty awesome.
That's why we love certain ingredients, at least the traditional ones, you know?
And
but I hope we can keep on to it, like that artisanal products. Like I love, you know, knowing the story of like who's making things. Like that's so much more rewarding than buying a good from Amazon and stuff.
Yeah, I think there's always, everybody values artisanal more. It's just when you want to spend the extra money and inconvenience to do it.
Right. And like, when can you even get it? Like, is it really, you know?
Yeah.
It's such an explicit thing to get like the specific ingredients. Like foodies would travel the world for like one thing, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not quite that intense. No. Do find it intriguing.
It's funny though, you said, you know, like 400 years ago, like nobody in America, well, these were just colonies, but tomatoes weren't here. I think George Washington might have or Thomas Jefferson brought tomatoes. Anyway, like
probably around that 400 years mark.
And like now we live in a world, I just like shake cinnamon into my like smoothie.
Yeah. We take it for granted.
Wars were fought over cinnamon.
Yeah.
You know,
and
like
salt and used to hold so much power.
Yeah. Now it's like, I'm like making noodles. I'm just dumping salt in there. Like, fuck it. Like, yeah, it's the most abundant thing we have. We take it so for granted. And yeah, like cacao and all these things, we just have them.
Yeah, there's a lot of luxuries in food. I think that's what I'm going to miss the most about LA is just like all the grocery stores and just having access to different food, and the farmers markets were so beautiful. And like, I'm going to miss that. LA definitely delivers in that way, and it's really, really nice.
Yeah, I agree. All right,
we should stock up on some grocery store pantry items.
Oh.
Perhaps.
Don't you feel like they're more expensive here, though?
Sometimes, but you find like things that they just like when we went to that Italian store in Tucson last. It wasn't a great. Maybe it's just the shelves were slim that day. I don't know, but it wasn't singing to my soul.
Versus Mario's.
Mario's been here 50 years. I feel like they're committed. They're doing a great work. I feel good going there.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know. I don't even know what point I'm making.
Want to learn about the noodle?
Yeah. Who invented the noodle?
Noodles are believed to have been invented in China.
Nice.
The oldest known noodles, dating back to 4,000 years ago, were discovered in Lajia, China, or Lajia, China. These ancient noodles were made from millet, a grain indigenous to China. The Chinese have a long history of noodle making, and the practice has spread across Asia and the world, leading to various adaptations and styles. Excuse me.
Yeah, the Italian style is so... I guess I've never seen Asian noodles be made. But yeah, the Italian style is so approachable, like the flour and egg.
Oh yeah, it's
just so simple.
Beautiful thing to watch. And yeah, it's so simple. Okay, noodles likely arrived in Italy through multiple routes, but the most commonly referenced introduction is through the Arab traders who brought pasta to Sicily during their conquest of the islands of the island in the 9th century. Yeah, so like
9th century.
900 years after Julius Caesar, noodles appear in Italy. So yeah, like.
Well, yeah, I learned the other day too, the Neapolitan pizza, Nepali, what's the word I'm trying to say? Napoleon? No. Not Napoleon. I mean, what's the damn word? Neapolitan.
Neapolitan.
Oh my God.
We are way too high.
So apparently, or is it? No. Or marinara. I think that's the term. It's marinara is the term.
Marinara is what you're trying to think of the whole time?
It loosely translates to like sailor or something. Like it's related to mariners. Like, and it was their preferred food to eat. Oh. So, wow. It was hard to get out. But
marinara is the word we were looking for.
Yes. What is marinara?
Wow.
I mean, yeah, it's amazing to see. Like, obviously, a lot of these things happened because of, like you said, invasions into land, which isn't cool. But then the consequence is that there's a fusion and introduction of new things that obviously send people and places on different trajectories. And sometimes that is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's like a bittersweet part of human nature that is like, I guess part of our beauty is that we like destroy each other so much, but it is only because of that different music styles and art and fashion and knowledge and anything like goes anywhere, you know?
I bet there's still other ways to distribute information and things. But yeah, historically, that seems to be very much the case.
But I mean, go back to like, there's just tribes everywhere. And make those people not have this human nature to conquer each other. Like things don't mix. We don't 4,000 years later eat pasta. It stays in China because they never conquer anybody. It never goes anywhere. You know, like that.
I mean, people are still nomadic. I think you could spread things peacefully. You can meet new people. You can walk further than you did.
Peacefully.
You can, if you're a shepherd, you move.
Word?
Yeah, it's something about peace. I don't think violence is the only way, but yeah, I think humanity is one of those things that always seems to have violence. It's just, so I understand the tendency to think that it's innate or at least somewhere in the human psyche or potentially can be, but.
I'm just saying it's because like we've mostly spread it because of trying to conquer.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So that part of human nature has driven knowledge and art and food.
Yeah, for better or worse. That has driven globalization and continues to make, you know, people connected to other places in ways that they don't really fully understand.
Yeah, but there's a negative to it. Like it's cool that
that a pair of jeans does. All the pair, you know, how many places your jeans have been in the world, how many different companies made the buttons versus the denim versus the dye for the denim versus providing the seamstress. You don't see how much water it took to grow the cotton. You don't think about all those things.
No.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I guess, just the mass consumption, consumerism of it all.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, like it's cool that we get to eat tomatoes.
Well, yeah.
I love that. And like too. How wonderful that the tomato has spread across the world and we get to enjoy a tomato.
What a ride the tomato has
what
been
a ride
on.
for the tomato, but also like there's something lost by now everybody has tomatoes, you know. It's
I know.
Like if we all spoke the same language, there will be a loss there. It's not exactly the same though, because if we're all eating tomatoes,
we're all up.
We're all up.
We're all up. We all want tomatoes.
It's not like a language where like the original tomato
Maybe we
dies.
could stop doing this thing and calling them fruits, though.
Tomato's not a fruit.
I feel like we could let that go, you know?
Yeah.
Technically, banana's a berry, but no one's getting hung up on it, you know?
Right.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
Tomato's not a fruit. It's a vegetable. We all know that.
It's a vegetable. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. It's a vegetable.
Yeah. I completely agree.
Right.
Like, yeah, like, why do we teach kids, like, you know, it's actually a fruit? Like, what a waste of a day at school.
Why are you wasting your breath?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Is it actually a fruit? Because it
really?
seems...
Smarty?
Yeah, maybe you're wrong. Because it seems like a fucking vegetable, dog.
Right. That's at least from where I'm sitting.
I agree with you.
Great.
There's not tomato pie. Tomato ice cream?
No.
Tomato.
I'm not putting
Fruit
tomatoes
smoothie.
in my overnight oats. Like,
You're not.
no. Am I? No, I'm not.
I'd have to check, but I think you don't.
I don't think I've ever done that.
Yeah, you're right. It's a vegetable. What are other things like that? Like,
Other things.
is there something else that's a fruit that's you would think is not? Like, what's an avocado?
I think that's...
Because it's got a pit.
I mean, technically, yeah, that's a fruit too.
So kick that over to vegetable world as well.
I think so.
It's an avocado.
It's a vegetable.
It's a vegetable.
We're preparing it like a vegetable.
We treat it like a vegetable. Let's call it what it is, all right? Whatever you got to classify technically, keep your science to yourself, all right? Over here in the real world.
In society.
Yes, in society.
We know what we mean.
In polite
and that
society.
Ain't it.
Yeah, it's a vegetable.
Exactly. We might have to start a petition.
Strong movement, yeah. Tomatoes are vegetables. And on the back of the shirt it just says, fuck you.
I hope I can find passion fruit. I became like really into passion fruit in LA. That was something that I never really saw at grocery stores much of. Or maybe I just never noticed it. I don't know. But
I bet they have. They have fish, right?
Fish in Tucson?
Yeah, like we can buy fish.
Yeah, but like...
So if they got fish...
It ain't fresh. You know that.
But if they have fish, they got passion fruit.
No, not really. Because it's like less common item. And I don't know. I just hope I can get to like... Yeah. I know there's like Middle Eastern grocery stores and stuff, which I want to get sumac. Remember that we ate a couple dishes that we were really obsessed with.
At Union? No, at that other spot.
Yeah, when we went out for my birthday, we went to that place in the Arts District.
Yeah.
Oh, Girl and the Goat.
Girl and the Goat.
And they had like a sumac yogurt cauliflower. Or no, beet sumac yogurt mint.
Yeah.
Pistachio.
Something like that.
So great. It was so great. I want to recreate it. So like, LA is really rich in that way. And tons of grocery stores with just specialty items that you really are not getting in most small town grocery stores.
Yeah, like there's not a Chinatown in Tucson.
Exactly. There's not like massive groups of people bringing like, their trades, their knowledge, their skills. So it's just much smaller,
Smaller.
What's the population of LA up to these days?
Do you know what the population of Tucson is? We looked it up.
About 1 million, but
it was higher.
It's like the whole metropolitan area. It's really sprawling, but yeah, about 1 million. And then obviously the influx of U of A students every year kind of changes the little dynamic. Gets quiet in the summer.
All right. So what do we want? The county? We want the greater LA area,
yeah,
right?
Like the whole, I'm not going to get
Metro area?
Yeah, the whole metropolitan area of LA. I'm not going to draw the lines so aggressively anywhere, but.
All right, what's your guess? Well,
I thought it was up to at least 10 at one point, so I don't know, maybe.
I got a 2022 statistic.
I'll go.
Oh wait, no, that's the wrong fucking.
Let me go.
Let's go to Chat GPT.
11 million people.
Okay. Well, I'm just gotta.
No more, no less.
Population of the greater Los Angeles metropolitan area. Asking ChatGPT. As of 2024, the population of greater Los Angeles metropolitan area, which includes Los Angeles, Long Beach.
It includes Long Beach. I wouldn't go all...
Anaheim.
Wow. I wouldn't go that far. That surprises me that they would extend the circle that big.
That's 12.87 million.
Yeah, I see that.
So what about...
But if you go, I guess I would bring that like circle hub up north more. I would put it over like Malibu and that area up north, and then not all the way down to Long Beach. I guess you got to.
Well, okay. The population of LA County, 9.8 million.
I mean, I guess when you zoom out, you can't exclude Long Beach. Who am I to try to exclude Long Beach?
Yeah, like are we in it? But Long Beach is not.
I know we're a suburb, but yeah, man.
I want to look
LA
up
is
the
intense.
population of Buenos Aires because remember when we were flying over it?
It seemed like it never ended for a while where we
It's
were.
crazy.
Yeah, it was very organized. It was impressive.
Yeah.
It was very impressive
15 million people
in Buenos Aires.
in Buenos Aires.
Yeah, pretty epic, pretty big.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Makes LA look like a little bitch.
Mexico City. What's that up to? Because I think that's always big one.
After this, I want to look up the most populated cities in the world
Bum bum bum.
and see if we can guess the top 10. 22.5 million.
Yeah.
I
And
wonder-
remember when we went up, like when we went to that rooftop building in at a hotel in Mexico City, that was the first time I realized like how far out in every direction Mexico City went.
Yeah,
That was crazy. It was cool to get up high and see that.
yeah. It's vast. Just
Yeah.
sprawling. Okay, wait, I'm going to talk to Chat GPT for a moment. Hello.
What am I?
Hello?
Chop liver.
Hi there. Sounds like you've had quite an experience. How can I assist you today?
Okay, I want to play a game. We are going to try and guess the...
Sure, I'd love to play a game. What kind of game do you have in mind? Trivia, word games, riddles, or something else?
Trivia,
we are going
basically.
to try and guess the most populated cities in the world, the top 10, and you tell us if we're right.
Sounds fun. Go ahead and start naming cities, and I'll let you know if they are in the top 10 most populated cities in the world.
Tokyo.
Yes, Tokyo is indeed one of the top 10 most populated cities in the world. Great guess. What's your next city?
Mexico City.
Yes, Mexico City is also one of the top 10 most populated cities in the world. You're doing great. What's your next guess?
When you tell us if we got the answer right, tell us the number it is in the top 10. And could you please tell us the numbers for Tokyo and Mexico City?
Sure. Here are the ranks. 1, Tokyo is ranked number 1. 2, Mexico City is ranked number 6. What's your next guess?
Okay, my next guess is New York City.
New York City is a significant and populous city, but it is not in the top 10 most populated cities in the world. Try another city.
Now I'm getting insecure. Hold on.
Rio de Janeiro.
Rio de Janeiro is a major city, but it does not rank in the top 10 most populated cities in the world.
Thinking of somewhere in
guessing.
Indonesia, somewhere in Singapore.
Indonesia is a country,
I know,
not a
I
city.
know. I'm trying to think of.
Jakarta? Then yes.
Jakarta.
is in the top 10 most populated cities in the world. Jakarta is ranked number 4. Great guess. What's your next city?
Beijing.
Yes, Beijing is in the top 10 most populated cities in the world. Beijing is ranked number 7. Nice guess. What's next?
Mumbai?
Yes, Mumbai is in the top 10 most populated cities in the world. Mumbai is ranked number 8. You're doing well. What's your next guess?
So we still don't have 3 or 4 or 5, huh?
I mean, think of India. Think of.
That's right. You've got 4 cities so far. Here are their ranks. 1, Tokyo. 2, Jakarta.
We don't need to hear the
Mexico City,
ranks.
4,
I was
Beijing,
enjoying the
5,
show.
So you still need to guess cities ranked number 2, 3, 5, 9, and 10. What's your next guess?
Los Angeles?
Los Angeles is a major city, but
Too
it does
small.
not
My
rank
bad.
in the top 10 most populated cities in the world. Try another city.
Like New Delhi?
Yes, New Delhi is in the top 10 most populated cities in the world. New Delhi is ranked number 3. Great
Ooh.
guess. What's next?
3. We still don't have 2. What's 2?
Phuket.
Apologies for the confusion. Here's the
Too
updated
small.
list with correct rankings. 1, Tokyo. 2, New Delhi. 3, Jakarta. 4, Mexico City. 5, Beijing. 6, Mumbai. So you still need to guess cities ranked number 2, 5, 9, and 10. What's your next guess?
Second biggest city.
St. Petersburg?
St. Petersburg is a significant city, but it does not rank in the top
nothing-
10 most
it's probably
populated
not
cities
not-
in the world. Keep guessing.
Sydney?
St. Petersburg is not in the top 10 most
Sydney,
populated
Australia.
cities in the world.
Sydney.
You're still missing cities ranked number 2, 5, 9, and 10.
Sydney,
What's your next
Australia.
guess?
Sydney, Australia. It's the obvious difference
Sydney
between
is a
you and
major
I and
city,
AI.
but it is not in the
Yeah,
top
I knew.
10
I didn't
most
feel
pop-
right as soon as I guessed it. I feel like they're all in Asia. We just don't know enough cities. We're missing some big ones.
Sydney is a major city, but it
No,
does
we
not
got it.
rank
Thank
in
you.
the top
What
10
about-
most populated cities in the world? Keep trying. Here's a recap of what you have so far.
No recap.
Tokyo,
No recap.
New Delhi, Jakarta.
What about Johannesburg?
Johannesburg is a significant city, but it does not rank in the
I know this one. I know one. Nigeria in Lagos.
What city do you want to
Lagos.
guess?
Lagos.
How about Lagos?
I'm not sure if Lager is referring to a specific city. If you meant Lagos,
Oh,
then yes, Lagos
I do.
is in the
Excuse
top 10
me.
most populated cities in the world.
Lagos.
Lagos is ranked number 5.
Yes.
Here's the updated list. 1, Tokyo.
We don't need it.
Okay, where else in Africa? Lagos.
No, don't.
Ooh.
It looks like you have decided
Can't think
not to-
around here.
London?
You're welcome. If there's anything else you'd like to discuss or explore,
Wait.
No, we want to
Wait.
keep playing the game. Is London on the list?
London is a major global city, but it does not rank in the top 10 most populated cities in the world. Here's the list so far. 1, Tokyo. 2, New Delhi. 3, Jakarta. 4, Lagos. 5, Mexico City. 6, Beijing. 7, Mumbai. You still need to guess cities ranked number 2, 9, and 10. What's your next guess?
Chennai.
Shabbat Shalom. Let's keep playing the game. Guess for the most populated cities in the world.
Oh my God.
It's probably
Come
going to be
on.
something in India. What's another?
Well, it's always so hard.
What
when
about
you're
Bali?
doing No, Bali's like a beach town. Isn't
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Like no, I mean there's probably a lot of people
Bali
there.
is a popular tourist destination.
What about Deerfield, Illinois?
No. Anything in
Deerfield,
Canada?
Illinois is a lovely village, but it is not one
Village
of the top
is-
10 most populated cities in the world.
Oh,
You
it's a
still need
village.
to guess cities ranked number 2, 9, and 10.
2, 9, and
Do you have
10.
another guess?
Moscow?
Milan.
Moscow is a major city, but it does not rank in the top 10 most populated cities in the
We're getting
world.
desperate.
Here's what you have so far.
What about Milan?
Milan is a major city
Rome?
in Italy, but it does not.
No, too small. What am I doing? I gotta see the world. Okay.
Wuhan.
I'm sure they're all in.
Wuhan
What's
is
the
indeed a
second
significant city
most
in
populated
China, but
city
it
in the
does not
world?
rank in the top 10 most populated cities in the world. Here's your progress so far.
Taiwan City? Like, where is it? Taiwan. What's in Taiwan? Is Anything in what's along the Hong Kong? We said Hong
It
Kong.
looks like you mentioned a website.
Did we say Hong Kong yet?
Hong Kong?
Hong Kong is a major city, but it does not rank in the top 10 most popular.
Ho Chi Minh City.
Here's the list you have so far.
I'm getting desperate. It's like once I had to do an exercise to see which crayon was missing from the crayon box, and I couldn't get it to save my soul. It was green. It's my fucking favorite color. I can't even remember green. I was
We
like
gotta get
5,
this.
but still.
We at least
It
gotta
stuck
get the
with me.
number 2.
Number 2. What the hell? What did we guess in China so far? We said,
What about Sao Paulo, Brazil?
oh yeah.
Yes, São Paulo is indeed one of the top 10 most populated cities in the world. São Paulo is ranked number 9. Here's the updated list. 1 Tokyo.
What about Bogota?
You're very close. For the second most
Or
populated
Medellin?
city,
What about
another major city.
Bogota?
Bogota is a significant city, but it does not rank in the
Brasilia.
That's a country.
I think it's a city too. It's the capital.
referring to a name, Sylvia. If you want to continue,
What's
Thought
like
it's the
what else?
capital.
Oh, we're losing all
we're
the cameras
down to
now. Oh
one
my god,
camera.
because we
'Cause our
can't figure this
brains
shit out.
are
What's another big
stuck.
city in India?
I know. What
There's
is it?
Delhi.
Mumbai's up north. Delhi.
We said Mumbai, yeah?
We said Mumbai.
And we said Delhi.
There's what's on the right side of the country. Mumbai's up here, right?
for the second most populated city. in the
Delhi?
world, it's a
Delhi?
major city
Did
in
we guess?
China.
Oh.
Think big. For the 10th city,
She's giving us
consider
clues.
another major city in a different part of Asia or Africa. What's
Okay.
your next guess?
So she said she's giving us clues now.
Yeah.
The number 2 is in China. So there's Beijing, and then there's
Yes, you're right. The second most populated city in the world is in China. The city you're
Beijing.
looking for is Shanghai.
Shanghai.
1 Tokyo, 2 Shanghai, 3 New Delhi, 4 Jakarta, 5 Lagos, 6 Mexico City, 7 Beijing, Mumbai, 9 Sao Paulo. You still need to guess the city ranked number 10.
Oh, that's satisfying that it's the last one.
And give us a clue about that one.
Thank
Great.
you.
This is the last one. For the 10th most populated city, think of another major city in Asia or Africa. A strong candidate would be a city in India or Africa. What's your final guess?
Well, is it in India or Africa? Which one?
The 10th most populated city is in India. Think of another major city in India besides New Delhi and Mumbai. What's your final guess?
Didn't they like change Bombay? Like got changed? What's the new name for Bombay?
The city formerly known as Bombay is now called Mumbai.
Oh,
However, you've already correctly
know.
identified
Okay,
Mumbai
I
as
feel
one
like
of the
there's
top 10
another
cities. For
Okay.
the 10th
Delhi.
most populated city in the world, think of another major city in India. The city you're looking for
Sri
is
Lanka?
Kolkata.
No,
Here's
that's a
the final
country.
list.
Oh,
1 Tokyo,
they just told
2
us.
Shanghai, 3 New Delhi, 4 Jakarta, 5 Lagos, 6 Mexico
Lagos.
City, 7 Beijing, 8 Mumbai, 9 Sao Paulo, 10 Kolkata. Great job.
Kolkata.
Kolkata.
We weren't getting there. We weren't getting there, Kolkata. I gotta
okay.
learn.
All right, that was fun. Hey,
Thanks.
yeah, thanks for helping us out.
I'm glad you enjoyed the game. If you ever want to play another game or have any questions, feel free to reach out. What would you like to do next?
Wow, I've never interacted with AI quite like that before. So thank you, Paul.
It was cool how I could say,
For
all right,
showing me
here's the
that.
game I want to play, and I described the game. We're going to guess what the top 10 is. You tell us when we get one right, and
Do
give
that
us the
around my
ranking
dad.
number.
On vacation, you're gonna blow his mind.
That was pretty cool. That
That
it
was
like
cool.
can so it'll eventually be able to do that with like software. Like make me an app that like sells those waving cat things, and set up a facility to make them like. Eventually, it'll be like
Next
super
level.
complex things you
Yeah.
can ask of it, and it will just execute. It's kind of nuts.
It is a little fascinating. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm impressed by your ability to try it out and not be scared of it and go for it. So keep on playing, Paul. Keep on playing.
Thank you, darling.
Good fight.
All right. Well, I don't even know if any cameras
I
are
don't think
recording us
so.
still.
We're just out here.
Nice. We said we were going to just do a half hour. This was an hour.
Oh,
Super fun.
How about that? Thanks for coming by.
This was fun. All right. I love you guys. Good night, everybody.
We have to chop out like 20 minutes of it because we were ridiculous, but that's
that's
great.
good. I like all that. That's staying.
Love you. Bye.
Love you.